What is going on? It is Ron comes in handy, the tradesman services and solutions. And I wanted to do like a video about just, how is it like being a self-employed handyman full time? So let's just start off. Right now I'm just having some background video of a recent job I did. This is a repeated client. I've made a video about her before, or them. They're a family of 4 or 5, and they just moved in not too far from where I live. And the first job was putting up a whole bunch of chandeliers, and now they just got me doing a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff. So that was a doorknob that came off, and I installed it back on. And then I'm doing a treadmill today. And I'm also doing a wire cabinet in the garage. So how is it being a self-employed handyman full time? It's fun. I love it. And it is challenging at times because the difference between a 9-to-5 job and working for yourself is that everything relies on you. You have to find your clients. You have to make sure you schedule them. You have to get your own health insurance. You have to make sure you're pricing right. The gas mileage, everything takes in consideration, where when you work for somebody else, all that was more than half of that was done for you already. But this you have to do yourself. You have to call the customer, call the clients. Probably one of the challenging things will be finding clients, and it's been easier lately. Not for me. I'm not talking about for me, but there's a lot of apps that help you find clients for a small fee. But one thing I will say that I've always been good at when it comes to clients is building a rapport with them, building a relationship. And that's how I continue to get repeated clients. This client started off finding me on Google. I'm the highest ranking handyman in my area. So, and I live in a city where there's probably a city to the left of me, and like a city above me, and then a city on the right of me. So I'm in a good area, and 2 of those cities are like more for retirement elder people. So I get a lot of clients just asking me to do little small handyman stuff. But yeah, so they found me. They say, hey, we just moved here and we want to put up like 12 chandeliers. I was like, wow, okay, cool. Here's my price. They said, okay, cool. And then when I first did that job, I was still working a 9-to-5 job. And then I just made it clear to them, once I started my self-employment, I told them, hey, my price is going to change, and it'll definitely be increased. But I'll be more flexible, more available. I won't be just available on the weekends. I'll be available during the week also. And they were fine with that. They understood, and they were proud of me. And I've been working with them for about more than a year now. And they call me repeatedly. I kid you not, maybe on average twice a month for things. And I tell them, like, my service trip, most of the jobs they're asking me for, the service trips are about $115, starting $115. They're fine with that. I've hung chandeliers for them, and it's been a lot of chandeliers. Switched out some ceiling lights. I have hung up a lot of pictures and portraits. I have put some statues up. I fixed their irrigation system. Somebody had, I guess a previous order, somebody cut all the drip lines, a lot of the drip lines, or the drip lines have been moved or damaged, and I fixed all of them, and the sprinklers in the backyard. Yeah, so just, building rapport with them, and they always offer me food. They always treat me good. They always ask me how I'm doing. And yeah, it's great. But building rapport with them, it's very crucial for my business. And then, when you build a rapport with them, they trust you more. They rely on you more. They rather deal with you. And so they'll call me all the time. And if I can't do a job, I always tell them, I recommend to somebody else that, hey, you might want to check this person out, or hey, I'm busy. And and that's one thing, when a repeated client is used to you, they'll wait. there's been a lot of times where I say, hey, I'm busy, I can't be there at this time that you want me to. I won't be available to next week. They'll say, okay, we'll wait. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, we'll wait. Nice. Okay, cool. And then it's vice versa. Since I work with them a lot and I trust them, if they need something like before I could get there, or if I'm booked for that week, I'll try to move some schedules around so I can fit them in, and they appreciate that. And you know, they help me out too. You know, get reviews. They left me reviews on my Google, and I'm going to ask them again to leave reviews on Yelp, so I can be on 2 like review platforms. But yeah, building rapport is very important. Now, what else I like about or how is it being self-employed? Again, I think a lot of people do this, will encounter this, is knowing how to price. Knowing how to price, to this day, I still struggle with. Because you want to be fair for the client, and you also want to be fair to yourself. And you got to remember, you're running a business. You're not doing favors. You're running a business. And you have to think about, you know, okay, I got to think about my labor. I got to think about the gas, the travel. I got to think about the wear and tear that'll be on my car, because I just got a new truck, and, you know, I'm carrying materials all the time. I got to think about my experience. And I got to think about material. You know, if they want me to pick up material, I have to do a markup, because again, I have to travel to go get the material for them. That's another fee right there. So there's a lot of things you got to take in consideration. I used to do hourly when I first started, but now with my experience, I think I charge, I don't think, but most of the time, 80%, 90% of the time, I charge by the job. So for this right here, when they said they wanted a door handle was simple. Like, that was easy. I had the hex wrench, easy to put on. But the treadmill, I honestly almost didn't want to take the job, because I've denied and rejected a lot of exercise equipment assembly jobs, because I was just like, I don't feel responsible. I don't want to put one together, and, you know, they're working on it and it falls apart. But I was like, you know what? Let me do this treadmill. You know what's the worst that can happen? It just fall apart and they just fall off. You know. But then I'm like, you know, there's 2 of the family members that are kind of elder, so don't want to have that. But follow the instructions thoroughly, and you should be fine. And that's what I did. You can see me in here. They have the paper instructions, and then they also have a video too on how to do it. And I just followed it. And this is my first treadmill, so every time I do something for the first time, it takes me a long time. I take my time. I want to make sure I do everything by the book correctly, so I don't make mistakes, or so I don't get a callback. That's one thing I hate about kind of my job, or just in general, is getting a callback. So, hey, this wasn't done right, can you come back? I'm like, man, okay. Or if I don't finish in time and I have to come back. So with something like this is my first time. I did this early in the morning. I did this like at 9 a.m. So, and I kind of gave me a window of like 4 hours just in case. So, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. And the instructions do recommend having 2 people do this, but I'm used to this. I'm used to working alone, and I know how to manage it by myself. Would it have been easier with 2 people? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think so. If it was 2 people, it'd probably cut me down maybe 15 minutes, I think. Now I'm working on this wire shelf. And this wire shelf, I gotta admit, I messed up on this first initial setup. I had the side brackets, I guess you could say, the side rails, or the side shelf liners. I put them upside down, and I didn't have a mallet, but you know, I had a hammer, and I keep a 2x4 in my truck, so you can use that to like knock things in place or knock them out of place. So right here, I'm tightening everything, securing it. And then you'll see later in the video, oh, you see right here, the shelves kind of slid down, so I had to put them out the way. So I read the instructions, but I overlooked something. I didn't look really close at the picture and how they had placed these pieces. And then right here, I'm doing like the center piece, and I thought you're supposed to put two together, but you're only supposed to put one. And so I'm struggling. This took a lot of time right here until I figured out. I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to put two together. I didn't figure it out right here. This is where I figured out that, oh, I have this upside down. So I'm disassembling it, and then I got to flip it back over or assemble back again. And then I still mess up. I still try to put the centerpiece as two pieces when you're only supposed to put one. But that's all part of it. That's part of the journey of, working for yourself. And that's how you get experience. You have to mess up. You have to make mistakes. The thing is, you have to learn from your mistakes, and apply it to going on. And that's what I know I do for a lot of just life in general. I try not to be hard on myself when I make a mistake, because I'm going to make mistakes, especially if it's something new. I might forget something, I might overlook something, I might not understand something. But as long as I learn from it, I'm okay with it. And I'll come back to it and do it better. So right here, knocking things in place, I got the bottom set of piece in, and I put two of them. Again, I was supposed to only put one, because there's going to be 4 shelves altogether. So I'm about to try to put 2 of them in together, and I was like, yo, this can't be this. The way I figured it out, I was like, it can't be this hard. I'm struggling here. I shouldn't be struggling this long to get these nuts and bolts in. I was like, I know I'm doing something wrong. So I went back and I looked, I was like, oh yeah, I am doing something wrong. So here I go, I figured it out. I said, okay, there's only supposed to be 1 per shelf. I'm not supposed to put 2 of them together. So I figured that out. And the clients, they left me alone. I'm pretty sure they have things to do, but they trust me. They're not one of those clients that will hover over you, make sure you're doing something right. These clients let me do my thing. They know I'm good. They see my work. They're satisfied with it. I never had a call back. They never said, hey, you did this wrong. They watched me a few times, but after like the first 2-3 times, they said, okay, he knows what he's doing. He's good. And on top of that, like I said before, earlier in the video, I said that, there's some apps that help you get clients. They use some of these apps. And I'm just gonna say Angie Leads, which I used to do, but I don't do anymore. And they said these guys couldn't figure out how to put a simple couch together, 4 pieces. They couldn't figure out, and they called me, and I figured out. They're like, yeah, we're gonna use it from now on. I was like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. So once you show them that you know what you're doing, and if they have a bad experience, it just makes you look more better. These people, these other handymen, these ain't competitors out here. I'm not trying to boost myself up, but they're really not. Especially when you take pride in your work and you're not really trying to make a quick buck. You're trying to give them quality work. Because I know my work speaks for myself, and I really take pride in my work. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys. Subscribe. Ask me any questions. If you like this video, like my content, please like it. And I'll see you guys next time.